What are the basis for calculating 18 and 19% of drivetrain loss from what you are seeing at the wheels on the dyno?
I mean, normally what we will try and do is get a baseline done with the stock vehicle, stock configuration, do a bunch of pulls, and see where things line up. And it's not a static number. It's going to have a little less loss down low. It's going to increase as, wheel speed and RPMs increase. You're going to have more heat, basically, or more of that engine energy is going to be converted into heat in the gearbox and the drivetrain. So it's not just a single number. It generally ramps up towards redline. So it's just a number we try and derive as best we can based on the stock published power figures, and they're usually consistent. We found from
it's an estimate. We also know how much fuel the engine's using. Approximately how much air is going into it.
But this is why we never used to publish crank numbers for the longest time, because it's always a calculated kind of made up number based on,
to be honest,
some factors. But
we talk about this a lot, though. But to be honest, wheel horsepower numbers are also calculated and made up. You're driving your car on a machine. There's a sensor that calculates a certain amount of load, which is correlated to the certain torque production, and every dyno reads a little differently, right? There's no standard configuration or calibration to set a dyno up to.
Yeah, so. And the little details matter a lot. I mean, sometimes you'll have load cells on the dyno. Sometimes there's just inertia only. It comes down to the consistency of the dyno, how well it's cared for. Literally, like how greased the roller bearings are will make a measurable
the air in the tires,
how much, what tires on the car, how much air is in the tires, like all of that adds up to a not insubstantial amount on a dyno sheet.
And not to say that what the dyno measures isn't accurate and repeatable. It just doesn't necessarily apply to any other car in any other situation. So that as far as the translatability, my point isn't to say that lose faith in everything. This isn't a black or white decision. Take it all with a reasonable sensibility that these are estimates, that these are representative of something that's happening. When you flash your car with our tune, you can create general comparisons to other companies' products and offerings. But if our tune makes 6 more horsepower than Joe Schmuckatelli's tune, it doesn't mean our tune is 6 horsepower more. Going to be 6 horsepower more powerful on your car.
Yeah, it might be.
15, it might be 50 horsepower more powerful. It might be minus 10 on your car. We just can't say. So this is why we go drag racing. Drag racing is kind of the rubber meets the road. Still, just because we run a 9.9 doesn't mean you'll be able to.
It's
that's the bottom line. Flash your car with our tune, and your face will be smashed into the seat a certain amount based on what stage you get. That's probably the most accurate way.
I know, and it's a struggle we have, and everybody has. It's just like, how can we convince you of what you're going to end up with at the end of the day? And once the product is on your vehicle, like, we want you to have the expected result, and we try and convey that through the dynos by showing the deltas and how much it started with and where we ended up.
I'd say as accurate as anything you could look at is what's your impression of who we are, what we do as a company, who we are as individuals, what is our skill set and expertise. We're applying everything that we know, everything that we do to create the best tunes and calibrations for you guys. And I mean, that's literally as discreet as you can get with this stuff. Is how you feel about how reliable we are is about as much faith as you can put into a dyno chart as well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to need support from us. You're going to be counting on us to continue to support Tune on the platform, to update features and functionality, to make improvements, to continue to build and improve on what we've done before. And you're buying into that, and we are entering into a relationship of sorts where we are counting and relying on each other. We are supporting you with your dreams and aspirations and what you want to accomplish with your car, and you are relying on us to give it to you in a reliable way, and to give you something that's fair and reasonable for the amount of money you spend with us. And then also check out all the dyno numbers and stuff too.
Yeah, it's all just part of the equation, part of your decision matrix.